これも人間らしくていいな。
悟空悟空孫
悟空
孫悟空さん
父さん悟空
あとは頼んだぞ。
All right, everybody, what is going on? We're hopping into a showcase here for the new, well, I can still call him new. He's still pretty new on JP, but the new UI Goku out on Global Dokkan. So here he is. Mine is at 79%. Now, I did get mine to, so I didn't film my summons because I was not going to stay up until 1:30 on a work night. So, anyway, but my summons actually went well. I got a copy of UI Goku on my first free multi. So if you guys don't know, there are discounts right now for the first 3 rotations that you do. And at the end of each 3 summons, you get a free one. So it goes like discount, discount, discount free, discount, discount, discount free, discount, discount, discount free. And then from then on, it's just 50 stones. So, that's, anyway, on my first free summon, I did get a copy of UI Goku, and then I went ahead and got the tickets, and I was like, you know what, sure, we'll just grab the tickets, we'll see how things go, and, ended up getting another copy from the tickets, and I was like, well, I can't just leave them at 69%, that's kind of my thing, is like, if a unit is at 69 or 90%, I can't really leave them there. I can have a 55, 79, or rainbow unit, but if it's at anything else, I gotta get the next level, which is, like, a stupid thing, but that's just my thing. Anyway, so here he is at 79%. I went with 25 dodge, 16 additional, and 5 crit. I probably could have given him a little bit more dodge, but not like enough to where it would actually matter. I think that this is a pretty good balance between dodge and additional. You definitely don't need to give this character crit. So that's what I went with here. As far as his kit, in case you guys don't know, I'll go over a full breakdown at the end of the video, but currently we're 2 minutes into the showcase and I won't stop yapping. So here's the abbreviated version, right? Pretty much in his base form right here, he's dodge or die. I'm just going to say it. He can survive some normals. He's got like a decent level of defense. He's got a little bit of like damage reduction, and he's got some like guard and damage reduction, and he's got some stuff in his kit to help him take hits if he does get hit. But I'm just gonna say, like, you're either dodging or you're dying in his base form. That's not totally true. Like for STR UI Goku, that's definitely true. For this guy, it's not as like dire to say. Once you transform with him, this is like the god of the game. This dude is absolutely insane. His domain is really crazy. His domain cancels the ability for dodges or for bosses to cancel dodge. So he allows dodging even if the boss cancels it once you get into this form. He does have counters whenever he dodges, which is pretty good. Not quite, well, it's a debate whether you could say it's as good as normal countering. So normal counters go off if you get hit or if you dodge, but they typically only apply to normals. This guy will counter supers and normals so long as he dodges, which is pretty crazy. He also does get a turn of guaranteed dodging once you transform as well, so that's pretty cool. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started right here. We do have him with 5 out of 7 links activated right here, which is pretty good. And then we do have support from the Gammas. So we are at 348k defense right here. He does get 60% whenever he super attacks on his 18-key super attack. That's because he himself gets 30%, and then he also gives 30% to all allies, and it does not say self-excluded, so that includes him. And then he does get 50% on his 12-key, so not too bad. And that's really all he has. This guy doesn't have like any multiplicative defense other than that. So just to like give you guys a quick, defense breakdown right here. So he's at 348, 185, and then he's going to get 1.6 on an 18 key. So he'll be at 557k defense here after 1 super attack. If he were to get a double super attack, then you would take 348, 185, and you multiply it by 2.1. And so he would be at 730k after a double super right here. So anyway, all that to be said, let's put him in slot 1 right here and let's see how he does. He doesn't really have any other crazy restrictions in his kit. He gets an additional super attack after he dodges an attack. He gets another additional that has a... No, don't do that. Hang on. Let the cord come back. But he gets, in slot 2 or 3, he gets another additional that has a... great chance of being a super attack. So obviously in slot 1 he's better. I can just, while the cord is freaking out, let me just do a quick brief overview of what I'm talking about right here. So launches an additional super attack within the same turn after evading an attack, and then launches an additional attack. There's a great chance of becoming a super attack as the second or third attacker in the turn. So these are the last 2 lines that I'm talking about right here. So let me get the cord back up and running. You guys can hear it still bugging out a little bit, but give me a second. All right, let's see what we got right here. Dude, are you kidding me? No, don't do that. All right, let's do this. Let me shut up and go before... Listen, whenever the cord's getting impatient with me, that's how I know you guys are getting impatient with me. So we start out at an 11.2 million attack stat right here, which is, you know, pretty solid, obviously. Let's see what our additional ends up being. This is a pretty long super attack animation. All right, so here's our first additional, so 7.4. We could get one more after this from the hidden potential system, so let's see if we get it. Again, not a huge deal if this guy gets additionals. Really, you're just relying on his dodge. Okay, he doesn't get it, but that's okay. The friend UI Goku, by the way, not level 10 links. The friend is rainbowed, though, so that'll be kind of a nice contrast. We can see, like, you know, how much does the rainbow stat matter versus, like, the level 10 links. We can kind of compare the two, so... anyway... let's see. I think I have intros on, so I'm going to go ahead and cut right here, and we will come back on the next rotation with UI Goku. Right, so I forgot that nobody on that rotation had an intro other than UI Goku, and his already played. Dude, are you kidding me? Like, come on, man. All right, so here we go. Here's the friend right here. I'm going to leave him next to AGL UI Goku. By the way, this is now one of the best rotations in the game, is these two next to each other. It's actually insane how good they are. Now, this is actually a good opportunity for me to put UI Goku in slot 2 or 3 right here. We know that AGL UI Goku on his very first rotation does have guaranteed dodge. UI Goku doesn't really need to build up the... Well, I gotta specify who I'm talking about. The new UI Goku doesn't really need to build up at all, whereas this guy needs to get, I believe, 4? Is it 4 or 5? I think it's 4 dodges in. 5. So this guy needs to dodge 5 times in order to fully build up. This guy doesn't really need to do anything. He just exists, and he is what he is, which is pretty nice. So, since we don't have to worry about build-up on him, I can put AGL UI in slot 1 right here. We can get up to 24 key. Remember that whenever UI Goku is at 18 key, he does give attacks, or not attack support, he does give crit support on his super attack effects. So this is going to increase our crit chance on the friend UI Goku as well, which is really nice. And then also on our 12 key super attack, we also give support, but only for 1 turn. So 18 key, we're giving 2 turn support of 7%. On our 12 key, we're only giving 1 turn. So, like right here, we're giving 14% crit chance to the rest of the rotation right here. If we get another one, we'll be giving 21% chance, which is just another reason why you don't really need to give this guy a ton of crit. He does have a 70% chance to crit in his passive as well. So that's just for free. So, like, this guy's got a really high chance to crit right now. So let's go ahead and see what he does. 7.75, not bad. So, by the way, his attack stat was a little bit lower than mine. I believe mine was at, what, 11 point something. This guy was at 10 point something. Part of that is the Gamma support. We do actually have more links active, but it's only 1 more link, right? We have 6 out of 7 here as opposed to 5 out of 7, so not the biggest deal in the world. 6. So nice double-digit tanking right there. Not good on dodging. I didn't actually check and see what the friend's build was, so we can take a look at that, but... Yeah, I mean, that's UI Goku right there. On his first super attack that he takes, right, he does have the 50% damage reduction. So that's kind of what we saw right there, was him being able to eat that. You know, that's not too bad. I'll definitely take it. All right, so next to STR UI, we don't share any links. That's right. So I thought these two would be able to link because this guy goes into UI, but it's not until after he transforms. For some reason, I was thinking of, like, exchange units, but that... They're not going to be able to link next to each other. That's really, like, the only reason I brought this guy anyway, so it doesn't matter. So here we are again, by the way, 5 out of 7 links activated. The only thing we're missing is Prepared for Battle and Over in a Flash. But we do have, like, most of his important links activated. And again, we're at that same defensive level. For the first 4 turns with this guy, I mean, his defense kind of is what it is, right? He doesn't have, like I said, he doesn't have any build-up. He doesn't have any multiplicative parts in his passive. It's literally just what you see at the start of turn. That's what his defense is, and then you have to include the super attack effects. But again, that's only like 1.6 or 2.1 or 2.6, depending on if you single, double, or triple super attack. So here we are at a 10.14 million attack stat, a little bit more in line with what the friend had, so you guys can just see the effects that link levels can have on your characters, you know. Mine's punching at about the same belt as the friend here, which is pretty crazy. And you guys saw I don't have any like stat equips on mine. Mine just have straight up dodge and additional. So, you know, I'd say that that's pretty good for this guy. Again, we only got 2 super attacks, though. That's pretty unlucky. It's not that I have, like, a low level of additional on this guy. I do have, you know, 15 additional. I mean, before the equipment update, that was the highest, like, additional that you could get on tech characters. So, you know, that's kind of how I view it, right? Like, if I can get it back up to that level, then to me, it's like, you know, that's still really good that you can get that. I mean, that's a 30% chance to at least get the normal, right? It's still just a 15% chance to get a super attack, but it's a 30% chance to just get a normal. So the reason for that is the attack has a 50-50 to be a super attack or not. So anyway. All right, STRUI Goku, please dodge this. Thank you. Very nice, sir. All right, so here we are again. This is going to be the friend UI Goku, obviously. He's going to have, again, 5 or 6 out of 7 links activated. The Gammas are on rotation giving support 2 now. So he's at full 24 key. That's always really nice. It's really nice whenever your units just start with 24 key. That's always just like a huge bonus. So let's grab this right here. And then let's just grab this for the Gammas. Doesn't really matter. Maybe I should have focused a little bit more on getting the Gamma's support activated, but it's fine. It's fine. Oof, AGL UI Goku had a 21 million attack stat. This is all before UI Goku, the tech one, his domain is up. This is, by the way, if you guys, I will try my best. I will refer to the AGL UI Goku as AGL UI Goku. And whenever I'm just talking about UI Goku, it's probably the tech one. Probably. I'll try to get into the habit of saying TEQ UI Goku versus, you know, AGL UI Goku. But I feel like I do, like, already have it in my mind that this is AGL UI Goku. So, anyway, 11.87 million attack stat right here. I forgot to look at the friend build again. You guys, remind me on the next rotation to look at the friend build. Next rotation on turn 5, we will have access to the domain on my UI Goku, which will, again, just turn that guy into just a behemoth. Just an absolute animal. If you guys are wondering how to build your UI Gokus, I would definitely say go full dodge. Definitely don't go crit. I would just say either go additional and then dodge if you hate dodge. But if you don't hate dodge and you're open-minded and a caring and loving individual, and you call your mom every day and you talk to her and you have a great relationship, maybe not your mom, maybe your parent or guardian, your best friend, or your dog. Maybe your dog has a cell phone. You call them, you love them, you have a good connection with like humanity. Then you go full dodge and then you go full additional. So anyway, but build your character however you want. If you want to go full crit, listen, man, that's on you. I'm not going to tell you how to build your character. I'm just going to tell you probably what you're going to get the most value out of. All right, let's see what we got right here. We can go into the domain. A kind of unfortunate attack placement here. This kind of sucks, but anyway, let's go ahead. We'll go into the domain. Let's play this animation right here. Let's skip that, and let's play it. Awesome, very nice. So now we get the, what is it, World of Void, or it's like the Shining World of Void is his domain, I believe. So let's go ahead, we'll read the effect of it, just since we have it up right here. It's crazy. So, superclass, enemies and allies, 15% attack and defense. Additional 15% for characters who also belong to the Realm of Gods category. Superclass enemies and allies can nullify attacks that are guaranteed to hit. Now, that's interesting. Superclass enemies and allies can nullify attacks that are guaranteed to hit. That's like a weird line that I don't feel like anyone has talked about, probably because it's not super relevant. But like, let's say we got a UI Goku that could dodge attacks as like a boss, right? We get like a UI Goku that could dodge attacks as a boss. And we got like a new LR hit that has like guaranteed to hit on it that's made specifically to counter him. If you were running like the Universal Survival Saga team with this Goku as your leader, then while this guy's domain was up, the enemy could dodge you as well, right? Like even if your character had guaranteed to hit, then the enemy could still dodge you. That's interesting. That's weird. I will keep him in slot 2 because this is where he's going to do more damage. Could be risky. I'm going to kind of hold back on giving Vegeta a ton of orbs right here. On this turn, UI Goku does have a 100% chance to dodge, which means that all 3 of those attacks right there in the middle slot are going to be countered by him. So obviously that's pretty good. That's also assuming that he survives this long, but let's see what happens, you know? Crazier things. Notice how, by the way, on this team, we have taken, like, literally 0 damage. Notice how actually this team is invincible, by the way. That's pretty cool, right? I know this God Goku right here isn't exactly the hardest boss ever, but it's not even that we've, like, we haven't taken a hit, basically, right? Like, that's pretty crazy. Cool. I mean, I guess that's what happens whenever 4 of the characters on your team are, like, really high dodge chance characters. Ooh, look at that animation. So 13.7, by the way, no support. We got, like, a couple of these coming in, I believe. So there's that. I really wish you'd get a crit, buddy. You know, I'm talking about how you don't need to give your UI Goku crit, and here's mine just not critting at all. So that's okay. That's cool. All right, here comes the counter. Yeah, there we go. And brrrr. Oh my goodness, slap him. Bop. We're probably just going to kill this guy, right, by the way? Probably we're just going to KO this guy. Oh, he dodged us. That's what I'm talking about. He dodged us. That's crazy. That's crazy. The enemy dodged us. So yeah, if that was like guaranteed to hit right there, I mean, the enemy, like, that's nuts. By the way, 25 million from these guys. Remember that they are getting the support buff here. That is a little nuts. That is a little nuts. It's a little nuts. We had so much crit support right there. I am like actually astonished that we did not get a crit right there. Wow, that's kind of crazy. But anyway, yeah, that's TEQ UI Goku. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, I'm going to be using this guy a lot moving forward. I'm probably going to be running him. I might run his team, so we just got a bunch of content. Oh my goodness, we got so much content last night. I'm just like infinitely behind. I got to do movie boss rush. I've got to do what is it called? I've got to do the new Supreme Magnificent Battle stages, and I've got to do the Cell Max event. So I've got to get caught up on all of that. But let me know what you guys thought about TEQ UI Goku right here. Let me know if you guys summoned for him. I know probably a lot of people didn't. One thing I would like to say before I wrap up and go into the breakdown is that, you know, you don't need to summon for this guy, but just remember that since we're syncing up with the JP schedule, that there is a really good chance that this guy does not return until March of 2025. So if you do not want to wait that long for this unit, just know that that's when he's coming back. He is a dodging character, though, so I do anticipate that he will survive power creep. Unlike LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who was locked to slot 1 and was just good enough defensively for the meta that he came out in, TEQ UI Goku is a dodging character with a lot of utility, so even if like his defense starts to really age out, he'll still have that value from being a dodge character, so just keep that in mind when deciding to summon for this character. Now, that's when he'll be back with coins. We don't know where the thank you banner, it's usually called like the Starry Winter Night banner on Global, we don't know where that's going to return. I would assume that that is still coming for Christmas, but we do not know as of right now if that's even coming out, so just keep that in mind. Thank you all again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and move into the breakdown, do a full breakdown for those of you who are interested. So thank you again, and I'll catch you guys over there. Alright, this is Transcendent Divine Power Goku Ultra Instinct Sign. His leader skill is Universal Survival Saga, Realm of Gods, or Entrusted Will, Category Key 3, HP Attack and Defense 170%, additional 30% to Reps Universe 7, Accelerated Battle, and Powerful Comeback category characters. So really good leader skill, especially after all the buffs that we've gotten for it recently. I don't know if there's a way for me... Oh, nice, yeah. Perfect. So here's his, like, the full 200% characters. This is the full 200% character list right here. So, you know, like, top 10 unit, top 10 unit, top 10 unit. These guys are about to easy A. They are really good. You could probably say, like, top 10 unit, top 10 unit. I know I'm, like, running out of 10 characters, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, no, whenever I say top 10, it's not just, like, a blatant, like, these are the 10, but like you guys, like again, like top 10, 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 still really good. You know, this guy's solid. Just like, look, this is just the 200% characters as well. This doesn't have like LR Beast Gohan, who's also on the leader skill because he's on Entrusted Will. So, yeah, this is crazy. Is there a way for me to just remove the extra categories and show just like his main leader skill? Like, can I show that? Hello? Do I have to have like, do I have to? I don't, hang on. Let me see if I can figure that out. All right, I'm switching back over to the game just real quick, just to show you guys how large the roster is here. Let me just go by LRs first. These are all the LRs that are at least on the 170% leader skill. So again, you've got like Future Gohan, who's still like maybe a top 20 to 30 unit. You still have this guy who's still like, you know, the best unit in the game. I'm just, look how many absolute ridiculous options that you have. These are just the LRs. Like, this is absolutely insane. And then if I, you know, open it up to just like the URs right here, you still got a lot of powerful options just lingering around here. So doing a quick scroll, I mean, you've got like God Goku, you've got TEQ Ultimate Gohan, you've got other characters. I don't know. There was nobody that came to mind as soon as I scrolled down a little bit here. But the point being here is that, like, I mean, Int Go Tanks, there we go. Like, there's another one. I would say that this is a pretty LR heavy setup. But there are a lot of really good characters on this leader skill. So, definitely if you're summoning for this UI Goku, that could be good for newer players just because of how massive this roster is, guys. I mean, look at this. This is insane how big this roster is. 301 characters in my box that are on this leader skill at all, which is just absolutely crazy. So, anyway, let's get back over to TEQ UI Goku here. So his super attack effects, his 12-key super attack, the Unpolished Instinct, raises attack and greatly raises defense for 1 turn, and then also raises all allies' attack by 30% for 1 turn. So that's pretty solid. You're going to be running this guy in slot 1 quite often, so you are going to get benefit out of that. Everybody else on your rotation is going to be hitting a lot harder. And we saw just like the blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta unit. I mean, they were hitting, like, they always hit hard, but that unit was hitting noticeably harder in this video. And part of that's from this attack support, from the domain support, just having like a really good linking partner. I mean, sharing 5 out of 7 links with this guy is really, really good. So Ultra Super Attack is kind of the reverse. Greatly raises attack, raises defense for 1 turn, and then raises allies' defense by 30% for 1 turn. So again, he's just making everybody more defensive with this super attack effect because, I mean, you're going to pretty comfortably be running this guy in slot 1 most of the time, except for maybe like I did on AGL UI Goku's first turn. This guy's really flexible as well. Like I mentioned, he doesn't really have any buildup in his passive, so you can just run him wherever you want, and you're going to get value out of him, which is really, really good. The passive skill, Very Last Chance, activates entrance animation. You get 4 key and 77% attack and defense for 7 turns, and then you get an additional 77% attack and defense for 4 turns from the character's entry, as long as there's another Universal Survival Saga category on the team. So that's going to be really easy with AGL UI Goku being as good as he is. So that's just your perfect buddy for this guy, which they share, I think, all teams, most teams. Maybe they are missing like Transformation Boost, which this guy has. But still, I mean, they share so many teams together, which is going to be really, really good. And so what they're kind of trying to tell you here with this entrance animation is that after these 4 turns are up, you need to be getting this guy transformed in his domain. That's kind of what they're hinting at with you right here. You know, I mean, he's still just a dodge or die character, but especially after this intro wears off, I mean, that's where he's really going to approach like true STR UI Goku dodge or die character, dodge or die territory, because that's it. So key 7 and 200% to stats. Again, really good. We're getting a lot of key here, right? Just starting out with an 11 key for free from your passive. And then, you know, you're starting out with 11. You usually get 6 from your leader skill. So most of the time, you're just going to be starting with 17 key. So you're just 1 key away from your 18 key. And then this guy is prepared for battle and tournament of power, which are another 5 key right there. So this guy is just never going to struggle with key. You have a great chance, which is a 70% chance to crit, despite evidence in this video. Can somebody count up the amount of crits that we got compared to the amount of super attacks that we did? Because I feel like it's very disproportionate. 70% chance to dodge. At least we were dodging for the most part in this video. Now, this is where his tech comes in. Not his typing, but like his literal technique. He gets 15% damage reduction baseline. And then he gets an additional 35% for a total of 50 within the same turn before receiving an attack. So this is before he gets hit. His very first hit that he takes, he will have 50% damage reduction, is how that will work. After he gets hit once, he will guard all attacks within the same turn. So after he gets hit, you lose this. You lose 35%, but you gain guard. So you get guard plus 15% damage reduction after getting hit one time. So that's where I'm kind of like, you know, he's kind of a dodge or die character, but he's got some stuff in here to help take the edge off if he does get hit, which is nice. This is where he launches an additional super attack after dodging an attack. And then this launches an additional attack. There's a 70% chance of becoming a super attack as the second or third attacker in the turn. That does mean if you are fighting an AoE boss that you could potentially quad super on a turn. If you put this guy in slot 2 or 3 and there's an AoE in slot 1, then he could get his super attack that he normally gets. He could get the guaranteed for dodging in slot, or guaranteed for dodging, and then he could get his great chance from being in slots 2 or 3, and then he could also get the hidden potential chance. So the most possible super attacks that you could see from this guy are 4 on a turn. The most likely is going to be 2. 2 is going to be pretty common with this guy. 3 is going to be common unless you're me and you just never get the hidden potential attack at all. I don't regret my build on this guy, though. I do think that it's good. His active skill awakens the Illuminated World of Void. That's what they're calling it. The Illuminated, not the Shining. So the Illuminated World of Void. It gives all superclass allies 4 ki for 3 turns, which is solid. And you can use it starting from his 5th turn. Has to be his 5th turn or 3rd rotation, however you want to picture that in your mind. So his 3rd rotation is whenever you can use it. Does mean that you don't really want to float this guy. You want to keep him on rotation as much as possible, which is fine because he's pretty good. What it does, we already went over this. So here it is again, if you want to sit there, pause, and read it. That is what his domain does. Again, we already went over it in the video, but feel free to read it. His links are really solid, just your typical UI Goku link set. And then this guy is on 100 teams. I mean, not literally. He's on, 19 teams right here. But still very, very good. And a lot of them are relevant. Universal Survival Saga, he leads. Realm of Gods, he leads. Entrusted Will, he leads. Reps Universe 7, he basically leads. Accelerated Battle, not super relevant at the moment, but, you can encompass a team here. Powerful Comeback, I'd say it's honestly kind of relevant under, you could run Evolution Blue Vegeta if you wanted to. Pure Saiyans, you can still get away with running God Goku. Goku's family doesn't really have a leader, but I'm sure you can find a way to run a Goku's family team. Turtle School's not super relevant at the moment, but again, these are kind of like intertwined. Miraculous Awakening is led by Beast, which is relevant. Legendary Existence is bad, but whatever. Bond of Friendship's not really a team at the moment, but again, it's kind of just like a Goku team again, so you can like make something work there. Bond of Parent and Child needs a new lead desperately. This is going to be another really powerful team once we get a new leader for it. Superheroes obviously is like the best team in the game. This team would probably give it a run for its money. The only thing bad about Superheroes is that the 2 Universe 7 LRs aren't going to be on it, so 17 in Golden Frieza and 17 in Universe 7 are not on there because they have Frieza in the card, so that keeps them off of Superheroes, which sucks. So it kind of, like, I don't know that I can call Superheroes the definitive best team in the game because of that, but they are still very, very, very powerful. They are still probably the best team in the game. But, I mean, UI Goku's got, Beast Gohan and, like, all the same units on his leader skill, plus he has access to those. So maybe UI Goku's leader skill is just the best in the game. It's probably him or Broly, if we're being honest. And it's probably him, so... Earthbred Fighters, not super relevant at the moment. You could get away running it, but I would not recommend it. Tournament Participants, same thing. Transformation Boost is led by Broly, which is legitimate. Kamehameha is fine, and the Battle of Fate is fine. Again, this is just like you find a way to run this team. You may not be running a Kamehameha leader, but you can run a Kamehameha team. Like, that's not going to be an issue, so... these are his stats, and then obviously these are his best linking partners, other UI Gokus, as you guys can see. I mean, that's just... I don't want to say that's obvious, but, Tournament of Power Saiyans, Realm of Gods Saiyans... You guys can get the point here. He does have a farmable super attack, by the way, so, save yourself some guys. Go farm this guy up. You don't need to awaken him to this state. You just need to do this one. So that's good. These are his 200% leaders. As you can see, being on 50 categories means you have 50 200% leaders. And, Beast Gohan's relevant. This guy's pretty good. You could probably get away running them. You could definitely get away running these teams on the back of more powerful units, but Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about UI Goku. Oh, I forgot his transform state. I'm a dummy. Hang on, let me do his transform state. I got a little bit carried away here. So, his super attack greatly raises attack and defense and disables enemy guard. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn and raises all allies' attack and defense by 59% for 1 turn on his 18 key. So this is obviously very, very good. This does apply to himself as well, which means that he's getting 109% on his super attack effects from this, which is solid. 300% attack and defense. 7 key, 59% attack, and guaranteed dodge, and all allies chance to evade enemy attacks plus 10% for 1 turn on the character's entry turn. So this is, I think, the first time that we've seen dodge support in a character's passive, so he does actually give 10% dodge chance. So if you've got, like, AGL UI Goku, then on this guy's first turn, he will be giving him 10% extra dodge chance, which means he'll have an 87% chance to dodge baseline, which is really, really crazy. And then key plus 3 up to 12, and chance of performing a critical hit, and chance of evading enemy attacks, including super attacks, plus 20% with each attack performed. This does include counters, so your counters will also build this up. So you need to do a total of 4 attacks, or 4 counters, or a mix of both. However you get this done, you need to do 4 attacks to fully build up this, which you are going to want up. So it is imperative that you get this guy in front of a bunch of attacks to get his counters up on his first turn. Again, he does counter. Whenever he dodges, he gets 20% damage reduction, additional 40% before receiving an attack. So this is just increased numbers from the previous ones. So it was 15 and 35. Now it's 20 and 40. He still gets the guard after receiving an attack, and then he gets an additional 91% attack, chance to perform a crit, and chance of evading enemy attacks, plus 20% when HP is 50% or less at the start of turn. So this is nice. If you're at low HP, he does get better, and then he does do a guaranteed additional super attack when key is 24. So let me know what you guys think about this TEQ UI Goku. Thank you all for watching. Shout out to everyone who made it all the way through to the end. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you guys next time.